Hello, my loves of Saturn, and welcome back to my Sleepy Story Times. It's a new year, so happy New Year's. I'm not about to tell you that, like, a new year, new me, I'm about to get consistent. Life has been very crazy, and I'm so sorry that I am not actively posting, but I have been busy in my absence from posting for the past 10 months. I have a lot of stories written and ready for me to make videos for, so I don't have to worry about that. It's just filming them that I need to get to do. Anyway, I'm not gonna yap too much. Like, I have a few things that I want to say, so I'm gonna put a time skip at the end. I just said I'm not gonna yap too much, but it probably is gonna end up. I'm sorry. Like, I'm gonna put a time skip so you can skip to where the story starts if you want to just do that. So, I have a full story that I written, and it's not a ex reader, ex listener. It's a XOC story. You could totally just imagine yourself as the OC, but I think I may be putting it on this channel. So look out for that if you're still interested in hearing it, even though it's an XOC. I have a few of those stories that I might want to include on my channel. And even outside of that, I write a lot of just X character stuff without any like reader or listener. So I might just make this just a normal like story channel. Like, you're going to get X listeners, X OCs, X character stories, because I like to write a lot and I feel like a lot of them would be fun to actually read for your channel. I've also started streaming on Twitch, which is also hectic. So now not only do I have my 3 YouTube channels, I am trying to keep up with like streaming and stuff. It's crazy. I know I need to stop putting more stuff on my plate, but I might do a lot of cosplays on Twitch. I also might do Twitch streams where I'm making these audios and like interacting with y'all while making the audios, while writing the stories and taking suggestions and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, I will leave my Twitch in the description, as well with all of my other socials as always. But yeah. Anyways, this is an IwaOiMatsuHana and Hanamaki X male listener. This is a Soulmates AU, and they're not in volleyball. The listener is a parkour artist. So let's get right into the video 3 minutes later. Iwa-chan. What, Shirikawa? Mean. Babe, I want an alien plushie. He pointed to a prize at one of the stands where the blue alien plushie was the main event. Iwaizumi looked at the game for the prize, and he heard a wolf whistle from Matsun. Okay, I'll get it for you. Oikawa cheered, clapping, and Maki laughed. Whoa there, big boy. You seem so sure, but since when did you know your way around a parkour park? Shut up, idiot. The challenge I'm going for is the little plushies. That's just a hole up on a pull-up bar. Oikawa pouted at this, making Iwaizumi chop him in the side. Be grateful. I already bought you a big alien plushie for Christmas. And new PJs for New Year's. And socks. Okay, I get it. Ow. Thank you, Iwa-chan. Said man just fluffed his soulmate's hair. Mr. Macho, this is a competition. You think you can win? Maki snickered, always the first to challenge his partners for a laugh or two. Look at his back, bro. He could do it. Matsun poked at his back, getting his hand swatted away. If I can't win it, Trashikawa will live. I also got him an alien cup. He popped the last word, and now Oikawa was blushing. Hey, we get it, he whined, looking around to make sure no one else heard just how obsessed with aliens he was. I mean, he stood proud on his beliefs, but he didn't need the whole school knowing the inside of his room looked like a space-themed children's room. The 3 chuckled at his reaction before they walked over to the pole and 3 other guys standing there. Ah, you got a good build, man. You must be the one doing it. You might even have a chance against our boy. Yin, come on, it's another challenger. Coming, Pops. The 4 turned at the voice, seeing a guy their age jogging over from the park. He must be the one the stand is for. They recall seeing him around school a lot, but they never had any real interactions with him. Ah, volleyball boys. You into parkour? He smiled brightly. Not in a million years. I'd break every bone in my body, Matsun laughed. I'd do all that without the help of parkour. Maki joined in before they introduced themselves. I know y'all. I watch your games with my little sis. She's a big fan. Aw, tell her thanks of Maki. Sad boy burst out laughing, the others snickering as Oikawa froze in place. Oh, well, tell her he's taken. He was all for his fans, but he didn't like people fanning over his partners. The second most jealous of the four, only to Matsun. He's very taken. 1 out of 5 taken, in fact. Matsu started through his laugh. Ah, no worries. She's only 13 with a celebrity crush. She's only seen them in games. Yin had pulled Iwaizumi to the side, showing him how to properly chalk up his hands to prevent tears. So, there's 5 of you? I've only seen 4, so who's the 5th? He did the same thing with his hands before turning back to the others. Haven't found them yet, Ikawa answered, but we'll be complete sooner or later. I wish you the best. I haven't found any of my soulmates yet. Unfortunate. Maki sympathized with him, but then realized what he said. Wait, how many do you have? 4. The man that greeted him then counted down from 3, and Iwaizumi and Yen jumped onto the bars. Cool, just like us. Matsun grinned as he stared at the two, mostly Iwaizumi's, well-built set of arms in front of him. They were both different kind of builds, Iwaizumi a lot bigger, while Yen was more lean. He could appreciate the athletic forms they got from their sports. Hope you find them. Yeah, it's unlucky to not have found any of them. Maki then went on a rant about how he and his soulmates met and how terrible it was that Yen hadn't. It had been a few minutes now, and both were still holding on. Huh, thanks, but don't worry. Can't say I've been truly looking. Maybe when I was younger, but now I think I should just let the world bring us together. The four noted that he got his laugh from his father as the man spoke up. When he was younger, all he talked about was his soulmates. Literally couldn't get him to stop. I had every detail of his marks engraved in my mind by the time he was 7. Not my choice, I remind you. He had poem books filled to the brim. Pa! He screeched, grip loosening as one arm fell, but he held on. They don't need to know that. He was blushing and fuming at the same time, but he didn't show any signs of falling. It was attractive, his flustered reaction while having such a casual display of upper body strength. Well, they're friends, right? I have to tell them embarrassing stories about you. You never bring anyone home to give me the chance to. That's on purpose, Pa. The man just laughed, the others joining in before he announced the 9-minute mark. There were a few people watching now, and Yen smirked, hopping out of his fluster. You're pretty strong, dude, he complimented. Iwaizumi was sweating more than he thought necessary in the short amount of time. On the other hand, Yen was still bubbly and playfully keeping up conversation after hanging on one hand. He noticed the stark lack of sweat on his body in comparison, but rather than being embarrassed at being clearly outclassed, he was impressed. If he couldn't get his partners to do regular workouts outside of volleyball with him, maybe he could get Yen to. Yen, you should invite him on a gym date. He seems your gym bro type. The man spluttered at his dad suggesting, falling from the bar with much more grace than humanly possible. Well, than should be humanly possible. Pa! Oh my gosh, you... oh my god. He covered his face as his father and uncles laughed, storming away to the plushie stand. Iwaizumi dropped as well, glad to let go, and sent a smile towards the man. Sounds good to me. We should exchange numbers, Yen. He wants the blue one, by the way. Walking over with said plushie in hand, Yen nodded. Well, if you want to, then I'm down. He gave the plushie to Iwaizumi, who handed his phone in return, Yen putting his number in. Thanks for the challenge. You're awesome. You too wouldn't have won if it weren't for your dad. Said man patted Iwaizumi on the back before helping other people coming to the stand. He's on my every nerve, I swear. Yen noted how Iwaizumi handed the alien to Oikawa and how the almond-haired pretty boy hugged it to his chest. It was nice talking to you, but I gotta get back to work. Text me. He waved before walking over to his dad. He's hot, Maki said, unashamed, earning a hit to his head from Iwaizumi. You can't say I'm lying. Don't start drooling over my new gym partner. What, so you can do it first? He earned a chop to his side as they walked away from the booth, Oikawa and Matsun laughing, jealousy far from their mind. He was a pretty cool guy. The school fair was rounding its end, people taking down stands, readying to head home, and the soulmates had made a full circle around all the places, playing games and eating different foods. Maki was the first to notice when they were nearing the parkour track again, pointing to where he spotted Yin on the course. Looks like Yin is up against someone. The three turned at his words, taking interest as they saw him and someone sprint off of the track. They made their way around and were greeted by his family, happy to see them again. Come to see our Yin dominate the competition, huh? His father grinned like a menace. Seems pretty rigged, don't you think? Matsun pointed out. Rigged? Ha! Never. Okay? You win a plushie if you complete the course in less than 5 falls. The race is just for Yin's fun, since he wanted to help with our stand all day instead of walking around with his friends. He does let them know at the beginning not to try to keep up with him and that he was just participating for fun. So, rigged? I wouldn't say that. A couple of his friends have stopped by, but not for long. Thanks for coming to see our boy. The other man smiled at them, patting Matsun on the back, who had been the closest to him. None of them had the heart to say that they weren't exactly close, and this was their first time properly speaking to him outside of their classes, so they just smiled, eyes never leaving the race. Yin was already on his way back, the other guy at the halfway point still trying to make it to the other end. He'd already fallen 3 times, so it wasn't looking too good for him. And this is for the big prize, right? No one's won yet? Oikawa asked. Well, we had 4 others do it. The alien is the last one left, though. And seeing as this is the last before we pack up, if they don't win it, Yin gets to have it. Seems he wants it this time, though. Usually, he just gives the last person what's left of our big prizes. Oikawa nodded his head as Yin finished and turned to watch the other guy make it to the other side. He had 1 fall left. Left! His uncle shouted. I know. He jogged over to the competitor, grabbing him mid-jump and pulling him to his chest. You alright? Yeah, thanks, dude. Thought I was gonna lose my life. How'd you know I wasn't gonna make it? Your left was losing its push power in the last jumps. You did good, though. With practice, you may beat me one day. He smiled, carrying the boy, likely a freshman, from his sides, their way. He was blushing. The 4 soulmates felt a weird emotion bubble through their bond at the sight, but didn't acknowledge it as he noticed them. You're just being nice. Well, yes, but that doesn't mean it isn't true. There's always someone better than you. Remember that. May as well be you. He placed the boy down, going to the smaller plushies, and handed him the last 5 in a big bag. Here, you did great. Come back next time, okay? He smiled, and the boy burned brighter, nodding his head before running off with a thank you. Ha! You gave him everything. Why not just give him the big one, too? His father laughed, patting him on the back. I have plans for that one, Pa. Go help the others. I'll be there in a second. And taking the hint, he left him alone with the 4 before him. Hey, didn't think I'd see you here again. You look cool out there. How did you get done so fast? Iwaizumi praised. Oh, years of trial and error, injuries and obsession. Ha! My family's trainers, so, that helps. If you think I'm cool, you should see my pa. He's the best. I hope we do. Maki snickered, but kept the "your dad's hot" to himself for today. Yin was lucky. Can you do, backflips and calisthenic stuff, too? Well, I'm not amazing at it, but I can do some basic stuff. He's selling himself short! He heard his father call, still listening in to the conversation from a while away. Pa! Taking to ignoring his dad, he walked over to the huge blue alien plush, doing a quick jump to break it from its hold, and walking back to the boys. Here, for you. Y'all are pretty cool. Thanks for your time today. Giving it to the cheery brunette, nearly towering over him, he smiled. I hope we talk again. Ciao. And he left with a golden smile on his face. Bashikawa strikes again. Iwaizumi laughed at his soulmate's red ears. All he did was give you a plushie. We do the same thing. All the time. Shut up! It's different. He mumbled. He doesn't even know me, and still saved it for me. And he wasn't flirting or anything. I wouldn't say he doesn't know you. I mean, he watches our games, and he said he knows who all of us are. Potato. Y'all are just getting on my nerves. Okay, getting on your nerves or whatever. Why are you blushing? Matsukawa deadpanned. He's experiencing niceness from strangers without expectations for the first time. Hinamaki teased, even though he knew it was true, and kinda sad that everybody talked to him expecting something. Also, he didn't really like that either. None of them did. but it's just something they had to learn to deal with over time. Doesn't make it easier, doesn't make it more pleasant for him. So they did know why he was blushing, but were they going to stop teasing him? No. My soulmates are so rude. Whatever, let's go home. I want milk bread. As they walked away, Yin turned, watching them disappear in the distance. Those are some good kids there. Make friends with them, boy. How would you know, Pa? You barely even met him. Some things you just know. You'll see. Yin sported a little smile, going back to packing things away. He found himself looking forward to their next meeting, and a certain Spiker's text for the gem. Lord have mercy. If the audio sucks, I'm going to kill myself because I have to edit all of this and I made a lot of mistakes. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I don't know if I'm going to make a part 2 to this. I left it ambiguous, so if y'all like it enough, I surely will make a part 2 because, like, I'm actually interested in this dynamic now. I mean, I'm interested in every dynamic I write about. That's all, literally. I have to go do some other things, so let me get to editing. How do I end these videos anymore? Well, that's all for today, my loves. Love you, and see you in the next video. Goodbye. Mwah. Is that right? Time for my favorite bloopers of the day. Taking to ignoring his dad, he walked over to the huge I just had a stroke. His father his father is hot. I don't even know what he looks like, but he's hot. I can tell. Oh my god, I didn't even remember that I wrote that Maki said his dad's hot, and I said it just before he did. Interesting. That's also a train. So you're pretty strong, dude. That sound like you're totally gnarly, bro. Like, I'm sorry. You're pretty strong, dude. Cool, just like us. Matsun grinned as he stared at the two, mostly Iwazumi's well-boiled set of boiled. I don't even like boiled food, for real. Scroll. Crack my neck. There we go. I just went on a rant. That's not even in the story. See how I tell you, when I tell you I'm writing a story and then, like, the story comes out with 20 million different lines that were never there? That's what I mean. That's what I need to do. I just need to do specifically a bloopers video just for this video alone, because I'm sure this is going to be at most 8 minutes and I'm at the 30-minute mark. So let's hope it's at least 15 minutes so I can be like, oh, well, look, it's a longer video. Anyway.